Hi, my name is Graham Milligan. I'm the lead brand designer here at Flamingo. I'd like to welcome you to my apartment website teardown show. If you're wondering what a website teardown is, it's basically where I look at websites and pick out things that I think work well, things that I don't think work, and areas for improvement. So today I'll be looking at Greystar's Atlas Oakland, and I'll be covering a few topics including branding, design, and marketing. So I'll be looking at what's working well and areas for improvement. So let's jump right in. Okay, so let's get started and take a look at the Atlas website. Okay, so the first thing I'm hit with when I enter the Atlas website is a pop-up with an offer. It states a special offer and it creates urgency, but there's no clear next step here. Ideally, when you're doing pop-ups like this, you'd want to have them enter their details or push them into a funnel. And the reason for this is once they close out this pop-up and they scroll through the website, if they decide not to get in touch, then this pop-up essentially hasn't done anything. So ideally here, like I said, you want to put in a form or lead them into a funnel. So really you have to guide the user to the next step. So let's go ahead and close this. So after closing the pop-up, it's really clear to me that Atlas Oakland are selling a lifestyle and not just a rental. This is good because most apartments focus on features, but what really stands out to prospects is a lifestyle. So if you look at the media here, the media is focused on a couple of things and presented in a really sort of luxurious way. It's almost dreamy. The first of these things is lifestyle or experience, and the second is the building itself. So instead of showcasing solely amenities, they went a different direction, and this allows the user to imagine themselves living in the building. It creates a sort of sense of exclusivity. So this is a strategy similar to what you see in high-end hotels. So let's take a look quickly at fourseasons.com. So again, you can see here, this is really focused on people and it's telling a story. It's selling that sort of feeling and not just the amenities that the hotel has to offer. And this is something you'll see across the hotel industry, which kind of leads the way for the apartment industry. You can also see in other industries like the consumer goods industry, where Apple sells exclusivity and simplicity, not just products. Or for example, Mercedes-Benz, who sell status and not just cars. So again, all these companies are selling feelings. They're not just focused on features or products. And that's the whole idea or concept here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about here is design and style. So what they've done is gone after this real sort of luxury feel, and they've done that by using tones of black, brown, and white, mixed with the video in sort of almost like the sepia, as I mentioned. And it works really well. It's really consistent throughout this homepage. If you scroll down, you can see all the imagery sort of ties together. It's got tones of brown, black here, gray over here, sort of whites. It mixes really, really nicely together to sort of finish that luxury feel. You can also see it in the messaging as well, that they've even included luxury here, a soulful sort of luxury. Again, the messaging is really on point here. It keeps it really consistent going down. So if we look at the typography here, they've gone for this sort of this serif font. And now you typically see serif fonts in higher end luxury brands. If you look at like Gucci, Hugo Boss, Prada, they use this sort of font. It keeps that high end feel. Now for the body, they've gone after, or they've used a sans serif, and they've kept it really sort of spacious. So you can see the space between the lines here and the length of the lines. It's not too long, and that allows the prospect to digest the information a lot easier. The font size is good as well. It's probably about 16 or 18 here, and the space between the lines is nice. So it keeps that sort of airy feel going on. They've also used this sort of golden brown, which again is consistent throughout the website. as a sort of add-on or support color. And you can see they've used it again down here in the illustration, which again is a nice little touch. And in the CTA is a schedule a tour and the live chat down here. So as we scroll down the page, you see this consistency throughout. And it's just really nice. It creates this really nice effect. As you scroll down the page, everything is really nicely spaced out. It feels really classy. Okay, so let's talk about the CTAs. There's a couple of things happening here, some of which are good, some of which I think could be improved on. So what they've done here, instead of going after a header menu, which you'd see sort of typically on a normal website, they've gone after this hamburger style menu up in the top right hand corner. And what that does is it makes it non-intrusive. So it keeps the prospect on that journey throughout the homepage and keeps them really focused on what's going on as they scroll down. Now, down on the right and down on the left, they've got more CTAs. On the left, it's live chat, and on the right, schedule a tour. Now, those are repeated in those same sort of the golden brown tone that we mentioned in the last part, and that again just keeps it sort of subtle and non-intrusive. But they're sticky, which means as you scroll down, they're constantly there. They're constantly in those corner points, and that it's a constant reminder to the prospect that if they're ready or if they have a question, the option is right there. Okay, so let's take a look at the content on the homepage and see what they got going on. So the first section is take a tour, and you scroll down. You got view residencies, then amenities, availability, open map, explore neighborhood, a nice sort of art gallery up here, and then a green living guide. Now for me, this is all really good information, but there's some key points that have been missed out here. We'll go over those in a second, but overall, I mean, the content's good here. It's heavily maintained on lifestyle factor, which is a great way to sort of build a brand. And I think all the messaging and the style is definitely on point here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what those sort of missed opportunities might be. So the first one is social proof or reviews. This would be an essential factor for me as a prospect looking to rent an apartment. And if I owned a property with 178 Google reviews like you see here, and a top 3 Aura Elite status like Atlas's, I'd certainly want to boast that and use it as a selling factor for potential clients. Social proof really is a key part of any website, as it immediately provides credibility. So again, I'd consider including the social proof somewhere like up here in the first section, really to add that credibility on here. So the next one to cover would be pricing. Now, linked from the homepage section and the menu, you'll find availability. This is where pricing is also found. My concern here is that from the homepage, it's not really clear to the user how to quickly find if it's within budget. So this could cause some frustration and lead to a lost opportunity. So ideally here, I'd have pricing and availability. So if we click through here, you'll see you can filter by price range, max 3,000, 4,000. And this is kind of more in line with like Airbnb, and we already know that when you're looking for an apartment, 2 things that you're going to search for are availability and pricing. You want to see what's available and you want to see how much it costs. So these, I mean, I definitely consider changing that on the menu, which you can see here, availability. I'd consider putting in their pricing for sure. So the next one would be community. Now, Atlas uses a resident app which encourages community building. They also do regular resident events. Now, that's not portrayed anywhere here. Here you get the impression of the lifestyle, but really I'd consider including like resident events, images from the actual events, or it could be somewhere in the blog, which really shows the community that you'd be entering if you were to rent at Atlas. So the next one is technology. Atlas uses technology to facilitate everything from the move-in process, on-site services, rent payment, door access, and all of this makes it much easier for residents who live in the building, and which in our day and age is a major competitive advantage and a lifestyle selling point. So I'd definitely consider putting that somewhere on the website to entice prospects to get in touch. So let's take a look at the online performance. First page of Google for their brand keyword Atlas Oakland. So there's a couple of things going on here, and they've really done well in dominating this sort of first page on Google. So the top part is AdWords. You can see that up here on the left, it says ad. So that keeps them positioned on top, and there's a couple of the competition here underneath, but they're obviously number one. If you go to the organic rankings, they're number one. And you can see their website here with some site links underneath. So again, they're really dominating that for the brand keyword. Now on the right here, you can see their Google My Business profile, which they're really utilizing well. You can see they've added photos. They've got 178 Google reviews. They've filled out all their information, which is great. Questions and answers. You can see there's a lot of information, including links to the blog as well. So really great work here. One thing that I would consider changing would be the products with the floor plans. I mean, that could be a little bit more lifestyle focused to match their messaging on the website. But I mean, overall, they dominate the first page of Google for the brand keyword. So it's a really great work on that. So let's take a look at how well they're doing online with SEO and the brand keywords and some keyword opportunities as well. So you can see at the top here, their Atlas Oakland, that's their main brand keyword. That's got a volume of 2,100, so that's really good. That means people are actively searching for their brand. And combined with other sort of keyword variations, there's probably more than 4,000 in search volume just for their brand specifically. Now, on the right, you'll notice they hold the first position for all of those keywords. So they're doing really well with the branding. Now, where I saw some opportunity is on more of the generic-based keywords, like, for example, Oakland apartments. That's got a volume of 6,300, and they rank currently at 47. Now that keyword is the difficulty is relatively low. It's 31. So there's real opportunity there to get some traffic. If you look at the other keywords as well, like apartments for rent Oakland, apartments in Oakland, and combine all of the volume up, it's probably more than 20,000. So like I said, there's some real opportunity there. And that's what I'd personally start targeting from now on. So I'm going to swing back to reviews, and this is kind of the final topic we'll cover today, but one that's pretty exemplary. Atlas Oakland boasts 178 reviews on Google My Business with an average rating of 4.6 stars. Now compare that to the national average of 3.8 and you'll see they're doing pretty well. Across all review websites, they've got a whopping 328 reviews, with 84.7 of those being 5 stars. So that's definitely something to consider including on the website. So to wrap things up, in general, branding and messaging are all on point. Some key opportunities to improve user experience and journey, as well as some key traffic opportunities there. So don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn, subscribe to Flamingo's LinkedIn and YouTube. For more of these website teardowns. And if you want to have your website included, you can comment or send me a message on LinkedIn. Thanks.